Let's see if I can get one from this.
You better hurry up.
Yeah. Okay. Hello, good morning, everyone. I don't know if you all were having trouble with Zoom, but I was. I'm on a different computer today, but that's okay. Okay.
Say good morning. Good morning.
Okay, so Harrison, the first one is. You can use any color green if you want. Okay, good morning, Colin. Good morning, Catherine. Good morning, Aya.
Good morning,
Okay, everybody. Now,
Hi.
let's go over the schedule today. I'm going to check off, drop off in color. I'll help you when I can. Next on the schedule, we're going to do morning meeting, and then journals, and then math, and then snack and recess, then library, then science, foundation, story time, and pack up and go home. Good morning, Isley. All right, before we do calendar, let's start our morning meeting with a book. And this one's called Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. Yeah. Yeah, this is a really good book. There's also a movie to it too, the kids in the classroom are saying. Okay, after we read a story, we'll do some calendar time and then some journals. We're all sitting around the Saturday morning, pancake morning. Mom was squeezing oranges for juice. Henry and I were betting on how many pancakes we could each eat, and Grandpa was doing the flipping. Seconds later, something flew through the air, landed or headed towards the kitchen ceiling, and landed right on Henry. After we realized that the flying object was only a pancake, we all laughed, even Grandpa. Breakfast continued quite uneventfully. All the other pancakes landed in the pan, and all of them were eaten, even the one that landed on Henry's head. That night, touched off by the pancake incident at breakfast, Grandpa told us the best tall tale bedtime story ever. And a tall tale is like a make-believe pretend story. Across an ocean, over lots of huge bumpy mountains, across 3 hot deserts, and 1 smaller ocean, there lay the tiny town of Chewenswallow. In most ways, it was very much like any other tiny town. It had a main street lined with stores, houses with trees and gardens around them, a schoolhouse, about 300 people, and some assorted cats and dogs. But there were no food stores in the town of Chewenswallow. They didn't need any. The sky supplied all the food they could possibly want. The only thing that was really different about Chewenswallow was its weather. It came 3 times a day, at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Everything that everyone ate came from the sky. Whatever the weather served, that was what the people ate. But it never rained rain, it never snowed snow, and it never blew just wind. It rained things like soup and juice. It snowed mashed potatoes and green peas, and sometimes the wind blew in storms of hamburgers. The people could watch the weather report on the television in the morning, and they would even hear a prediction for the next day's food. When townspeople went outside, they carried their plates, cups, knives, napkins with them. That way they would always be prepared for any kind of weather. And if there were leftovers, and there usually were, the people took them home and put them in their refrigerators in case they got hungry between meals. The menu varied. By the time they woke up in the morning, breakfast was coming down. After a brief shower of orange juice, low clouds of sunny-side-up eggs moved in, followed by pieces of toast. Butter and jelly sprinkled down for the toast, and most of the time it rained milk afterwards. For lunch one day, frankfurters, already in their rolls, blew in from the northwest at about 5 miles an hour. There were mustard clouds nearby. Then the wind shifted to the east and brought in baked beans. A drizzle of soda finished off the meal. So look at that, the restaurant has no roof, and you just catch the food when you go to the restaurant. Oh my goodness. Dinner one night consisted of lamb chops, becoming heavy at times with occasional catch-up. Periods of peas and baked potatoes were followed by a gradual clearing with a wonderful jello setting in the west. The sanitation department of Chew and Swallow had a rather unusual job for a sanitation department. It had to remove the food that fell on the houses and sidewalks and lawns. The workers cleaned things up after every meal and fed all the dogs and cats. Then they emptied some of it into the surrounding oceans for the fish, turtles, and whales to eat. The rest of the food was put back into the earth so the soil would be rich for the people's gardens. Life in the town of Chew and Swallow was delicious until the weather took a turn for the worse. The newspaper says, "Spaghetti ties up town." One day there was nothing but stinky cheese all day. The next day there was only broccoli, all overcooked. And the next day there were Brussels sprouts and peanut butter with mayonnaise. Another day there was a pea soup fog. No one could see where they were going, and they could barely find the rest of the meal that got stuck in the fog. The food was getting larger and larger, and so were the portions. The people were getting frightened. Violent storms blew up frequently. Awful things were happening. One Tuesday, there was a hurricane of bread and rolls all day long and into the night. There were soft rolls and hard rolls, some with seeds and some without. There were white bread and rye and whole wheat toast. Most of it was larger than they'd ever seen bread and rolls before. It was a terrible day. Everyone had to stay inside. Roofs were damaged, and the sanitation department was beside itself. The mess took the workers 4 days to clean up, and the sea was full of floating rolls. To help out, the people piled up as much bread as they could in their backyards. The birds picked at it a bit, but most of it stayed there and got staler and staler. There was a storm of pancakes one morning and a downpour of maple syrup that nearly flooded the town. A huge pancake covered the school. No one could get it off because of its weight, so they had to close the school. Lunch one day brought 15-inch drifts of cream cheese and jelly sandwiches. Everyone ate themselves sick, and the day ended with a stomachache. There was an awful salt and pepper wind, accompanied by an even worse tomato tornado. People were sneezing themselves silly and running to avoid the tomatoes. The town was a mess. There were seeds and pulp everywhere. Pulp is like, so if you're having, it's a part of the fruit. If you're having like orange juice, the pulp is the little bits of oranges in orange juice. And tomatoes also have pulp. If you mash them up, the pulp is like the little bits of tomato, the little bits of fruit. The sanitation department gave up. The job was too big. Everyone feared for their lives. They couldn't go outside most of the time, and many houses had been so badly damaged by giant meatballs. Stores were boarded up, and there was no more school for the children. So a decision was made to abandon the town of Chew and Swallow. So they had to leave it. It was a matter of survival. The people glued together the giant pieces of stale bread, sandwich style with peanut butter. They took the absolute necessities with them and set sail on their rafts for a new land. After being afloat for a week, they finally reached a small coastal town which welcomed them. The bread had held up surprisingly well enough for them to build temporary houses for themselves out of it. The children began school again, and the adults all tried to find places for themselves in the new land. The biggest change they had to make was getting used to buying food at the grocery store. They found it odd that the food was kept on shelves, in packages, in boxes, cans, and bottles. Meat that had to be cooked was kept in large refrigerators. Nothing came down from the sky except rain and snow. The clouds above their heads were not made of fried eggs. No one ever got hit by a hamburger again, and nobody dared to go back to the town of Chew and Swallow to find out what happened. They were too afraid. Henry and I were awake until the very end of Grandpa's story. I remember his goodnight kiss. Oh, you remember? That was just a story the Grandpa was telling them, a bedtime story. The next morning, we woke up to see snow falling outside our window. We ran downstairs for breakfast and ate it a little faster than usual so we could go sledding with Grandpa. It's funny, but even as we were sledding down the hill, we thought we saw a giant pat of butter on top of mashed potatoes. Oh my goodness, now they're thinking that the snow and the sun looks like butter on mashed potatoes. Oh my goodness, such a good book. That was Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. All right, everybody, let's finish our morning meeting. Let's do some calendar time.
We just read Cloudy and a Chance of Meatballs?
Yep. All right, do y'all remember what month it is? It's December, January. Wonderful. Do you remember what year it is? 2021. Wonderful. Okay, let's figure out that date. Yesterday was January 12th. What comes after 12? What do you think? 10, 11, 12, 13. Very good. So today would be January 13th. Let me put my computer down for just a second and find the 13th. There we go. Now, day of the week. So we go up, 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 up. It starts with a W. Wednesday. Awesome. So today is Wednesday. Let's move our arrow from Tuesday down to Wednesday with the W. There we go. And now let's do our new pattern. Harrison's calendar helper today. He made a new pattern for us. So let's do the pattern by shape first. Let's see. Okay, first let's do it by shape. You ready? Let's do triangle, circle, star, hexagon, rectangle. Triangle, circle, star, hexagon, rectangle. Triangle would be next. I like that pattern here.
How can we do A, B?
Yes, Ford wants to do it by letter. Let's do the pattern by letter now. You ready? A, B, C, D, E. A, B, C, D, E. A would be next.
A.
Yes, very good, Colin. A would be next. Wonderful. Yes, Charles. Charles is raising his hand. Oh, because my computer, Charles asked why we're using this computer today instead of my regular computer. My regular computer was not working today. It wasn't, it wouldn't open Zoom, so we're on a different computer. So, but hopefully it'll work later. All right, let's do our hundreds chart. There is our hundreds chart. Oh my goodness, y'all, we are going to fill a row today. Look at this. Yes, oh yeah, definitely Harrison. So, yesterday was 79. We're filling a row. What do you think today is?
80.
Ooh, you think 80? Let's see. 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80. Oh my goodness, there's our 80. So the two numbers in 80 are an 8 and a 0. An 8 and a 0 make 80. Let's see, we have filled up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rows. Look at that. We've filled up way more rows than we have left. We only have 1, 2 rows left. That's awesome. So since we filled a number in our tens rows today,
And can we
let's
also
count
do
by
the
tens.
and 5?
Let's see, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. 80
Now
today.
can we count by
Ford is
5?
asking to count by 5s too. So yes, we'll count by 5s too. When we count by 5s, we say only the blue numbers. We say all the numbers in this row and all the numbers in this row. Here we go. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80. Pretty cool. We have gotten up early, gotten dressed, done school 80 times. Oh my goodness, that is amazing. All right, let's do some checking off on our schedule here and see what's next. We're gonna check off morning meeting. Next on our schedule is journals. Let's get those journals out. All right, let's get those journals out.
80 put in the 8 row, because 80 has an 8.
I'm gonna do journals on the board today. Normally we can't do journals on the board because we have the screen down, but we can do them on the board today. So let's go ahead and start with the date. Let's write the date at the top of your journal. We just figured out that today is January 13th, 2021. So open up those journals and find the next blank page. The next blank page. What are you guys doing in your journals? Look around for it.
Yesterday I forgot to do the date. Mine doesn't
You
in
did?
my house. Mine doesn't in my house. And TV, you want to know how big she grew?
How big? Oh my gosh, that's so cute.
She is that big.
She is. All right, so once we've got our journals and the date, we are gonna write some words with S-M today, with the S-M blend, sm, sm. So we know S makes a s sound, and M makes a sound. So you put them together and it's sm, sm, like smart or small or smash, that sm sound. So raise your hand if you have a word that has a sm sound in it. Adeline, do you have a word with a sm sound? Oh, Adeline says s'mores. Yes, like graham crackers and chocolate and marshmallows melted on a campfire. A s'more. Yes, s'more. Oh, and let's see, I'll draw a marshmallow and some chocolate bar and a graham cracker. A s'more. Yum! Vina, you are raising your hand. Vina, what's your SM word? Oh, Vina says Smart has an SM. Yes, like you are all so smart and learning so much. And then smash. Smash also has an SM in it. Let's see. I'll do like a fist for smash. And then for smart, let's see. I'll draw like somebody has a good idea. Let's see, we could do like a light bulb going off. Like they have a good idea. Okay, Isley, good job raising your hand. Isley, do you have a word? Do you want to unmute yourself, Isley, so I can hear you?
My SM word is smell.
Woo, that's a great one. Isley says smell. Smell. Wonderful. I'm going to write smell, and then I'll call on you, Colin. Okay. Smell. That's a great SM word. Let's see. I'll draw a nose. I'll draw somebody's face. And maybe there's their nose and an arrow pointing to their nose. A smell. Colin, good job raising your hand. What's your SM word?
Smell.
Smell. Very good. That was Isley's too. Y'all both came up with the same one, and it does have an SM in it.
Smurf.
Oh, a smurf. Yes, I love it. A smurf. Yes, and then I'll call on Charles.
I got a look and a person
Smurf.
going out into the
Let's
wall.
see. I don't know if I could draw a smurf. They have those cute big noses, and I think they have like little hats on. That's supposed to be a smurf. Nice, Colin. Charles, did you have a word with SM? Oh, like a smooch. Like maybe your mom gives you a smooch on the cheek. A smooch. Yes, that's a great one. Smooch. Smooch. And I'll draw some lips. Somebody gives you a smooch. Colin, are you raising your hand again? Wow, do you have another SM word? You want to unmute yourself, sweetie, and tell us your SM word? Do you want to unmute yourself and tell us your SM word?
What's smoosh?
Oh, what is smooch? A smooch is like a kiss. Like if your mom gives you a kiss goodnight, she could give you a smooch goodnight. A smooch is a kiss. Okay, anybody else have an SM word? Harrison, what's your SM word? Oh, you were just stretching? Okay, I'm thinking of one. I'm thinking of something that would come out of a chimney if you light a fire in it. Smoke. Yes. Smoke has an SM. Like here is a chimney. And there's smoke coming out of the chimney if there's a fire in it. Let's see. What would one be if you had a piece of bread and you wanted to spread some peanut butter or some Nutella or some jam on your bread? You could smear it. Yeah, you could have a piece of toast and smear some jam on bread. Smear. Wow, we have come up with so many SM words. So that's a piece of bread.
It's also a good idea to use your board, not that.
Yeah. All right, does anybody have any more SM words? I think we have plenty. Try to write as many as you can in your journal. Isley, do you have another one? You want to unmute yourself and tell us your SM word?
Mine is happy.
Your SM is happy?
Wait, it was the opposite. It was smile.
Oh, you were going to give us a clue? Oh my gosh, that's such a good SM word though. I love it. Okay, That's a great one. Let's write smile. Smile. Smile has an S-M. Wonderful, Isley. And I'll draw a smiley face. Yay! All right, try to write as many S-M words in your journal as you can. All right. Oh, nice illustration. Which word do you want to write, Elliot? Bam. Which one? Bam. We can write bam up here too, but we'll have to write also. Which one?
Smash.
Oh, smash? Okay, let's do
Talking
smash.
about smash.
I love it, Charles.
I was trying to talk.
Yes.
I was like,
Yes.
let's avoid
Charles knew what you were saying.
like
Okay, there we go. Yeah. Nice writing.
Are you just gonna join?
Okay, that'll work.
Point. I'm not gonna do any illustration, but I'm gonna do all the words.
Cool.
So what you can do?
Well, I'm only gonna do 5.
If you have room. That's 6 more. Yeah, but I can't actually use this.
Oh, that's a fantastic marshmallow. You're very good at doing marshmallows. It looks so
Yeah.
cool. It looks like it's sweet. Yes. Okay, Elliot, did you trace that smash? Good job, Elliot. Sure.
Eat my duck.
Good, Elliot. Okay, Adeline wants to show you. She wants to show you her journal, kids at home. Oh, good morning, Wheeler. Hello. Okay, Adeline.
Ta-da!
Adeline wrote s'more and smart and smooch. Oh, wonderful, Adeline. Very good writing. And Wheeler, we're just writing some SM words in our journal. Oh, and Colin is showing us his journal too. Let's see, Colin wrote smart and smile and smash and s'more and put it up just a little bit so I can see, and smell and smurf, and then the last one, smash. So good, Colin. And then you wrote a big SM. I love it. Very good job with your journal. And Wheeler, did you have your hand up?
My journal.
Yes, I know. You don't have yours, so that's okay.
We're just gonna listen.
You can watch, you can look at the list, you could write it on a different piece of paper if you want. It doesn't have to be in your actual journal, okay?
I'm just gonna listen because I don't have anything.
Okay, that sounds good. That sounds good. Just do the best you can today. All right, everybody, we're gonna spend a couple more minutes writing SM words in our journals, and then we'll go ahead and start math. I know, it's so hard. We never Oh, you have to work so hard.
I write it all of them.
Wow.
I Miss Van Wendy.
Okay, I'm coming. Who was that wanted to share with me? Who was that? Was that Catherine? Okay, let me see, Catherine. Let's see, you did s'more and smart and smash and smell and smurf and smooch and smoke and smear and smile. Oh my goodness, so many, Catherine. And what beautiful handwriting. Wonderful. All right, did you trace that? Very good, Elliot. Okay, I'm gonna pick a. You did. Oh. Let me get some more polar animals.
I did it. I did all of it.
Wow, you did all of them, 2 and 4. Let me come see in a second. Want that one? Okay, you can have all this. All right, you did. More and smart and smash and smell and smurf and smooch and smoke and smear and smile. Oh my gosh.
Oh, baby.
Oh, you're doing another one, Harrison. Great. All right, we're going to spend about 1 more minute on journals, then we're going to start some math. Today, you're going to need your bear counters in your math book today.
And look how much more different it is. Wanda is a cake. Why is that in
I love it.
Wanda penguins were cool. It's a penguin mirror, penguin, and these 2 penguins, and these 2 penguins, when the penguin went down to the side of things, for one to eat one foot, and guess what? The penguin's looking for the ED penguin is looking for guinea pig colors.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All right, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and check off journals. Next on our schedule is MATH. Math. Let's go ahead and do some math. So we can put our journals away and we can get our math books out and our bear counters. We're going to get math books and bear counters out today.
Miss Van Brandy?
Yes. Yes, Aya.
Brandy, can you please show my mom the cover of the math book again? I don't really think we have it.
Oh my goodness, yes. And while we're getting math books out, Harrison wants to show you his journal. Oh my goodness, he did s'more and smurf and smart and smash. That is incredible, Harrison. So many today. Oh yeah, that's fine too. Okay, you can walk over there and show them, and I will help in just a second if you need help. Okay, Ford wants to share his math or his journal with you. He did all of them. Oh my goodness. Amazing, Ford. Fantastic. Okay, so if you want to use blocks instead of bear counters,
I did.
fine. If you want to use Legos instead of bear counters, that's just fine. Either one. Okay, as long as you have something to count. Okay? Okay. Yes, but first we're going to do some activities first. We're going to count first. Okay, I'm going to draw some circles on the board, and we're going to pretend like they're bear counters, okay? We're going to pretend like they're bear counters. Let's see, I'm going to draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 circles. Can you get 6 teddy bear counters and put them in a group. And you get 6 teddy bear counters or blocks or Legos or anything. And put them in a group. So I'm having you scratch teaching and put them over here. That's something Ford should have done and Elliot should have done. So I didn't have to stop teaching. Okay, so we've got 6 bear counters or 6 circles or 6 of something, right? Okay, now in a group.
I don't have any bear counters or blocks.
I think I see them in a bag underneath the thing. Look under things. Okay, now I want you to make, so there's 6 of them. Now, does this group have the same number? Is it still 6 if I spread them all out? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yes.
Well, let's see. This group is a smaller, it takes up less space. But look, this group takes up way more space. But is it still the same number of teddy bear counters? Yeah, it's still the same number of teddy bear counters. 1 second, y'all. Yep, it's still the same number. Even though this group takes up way less space, it's still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This group takes up way more space, but it's still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, let's try to do it a different way. Okay, now let's pretend like I'm doing blue teddy bear counters, okay? And now let's make a group of, let's make a group of 5 bear counters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm doing a group of 5, and they're all pretty close together in a line there. They're all pretty close together in a line. Look at that. Okay, I'm gonna make a circle around my group. Now, what if I did a group like this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoa, that group takes up way more space. Is it still the same number of blue dots though?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still the same number of blue dots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Still the same number. Okay. All right, everybody. We can go ahead and put our bear counters away or our blocks away, whatever you were using. And now we're going to do some work in our math books. We're going to turn to page 6 in our math book. Page 6. We're going to turn to page 6 in our math books. Page 6.
Page 65.
Page 6 in our math books. And Wheeler, you can just watch, sweetie, okay? You can help me do mine. Okay, so once we're on page 6, it looks like this.
With the goose on.
And it says, circle the set that has the same number. Okay, well, here's our first set of sailboats. We need to figure out how many are in this set. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's write a 3 there. And kids in the classroom, let me know if you need help finding the page. And then now we need to find the group that has, okay, Ford, will you please go pick up that pencil from Elliot? And please put it in the Why would you give it to Elliot? That doesn't make any sense.
And I don't like pencils that don't work.
Yeah, why would you give it to Elliot just because it doesn't work? Please don't bother Elliot. Thank you. Okay, let's see here. So now we need to find the group that has the same number. So we're trying to find, is it either this group of sailboats that's the same as this group? Or is it this group of sailboats that's the same as this group? Okay, well, this group has 3. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, same number. Or 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, we're going to circle the group that has the same number. 3. So we're circling the group that has the same number. All right, let's do it looks like those are red vans. Let's see, let's count them and see how many are in this group. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, there's 4 in that group.
There's 4 the van that is 2 reds.
Oh, okay. So Catherine says that this group has 4. Let's count and make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I counted the first group. And now let's count the second one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, y'all were right. We're going to circle the group with the same number, 4. Okay, last row. Let's find out how many airplanes are in this group. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, let's write a number 7 in that box. Write a number 7. And now we need to circle the group that also has 7. Okay, let's count the first group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's count the second group just in case. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, that's not the same as 7. That's 1 less. So we're going to circle the group that also has 7, that has the same number. Okay, so let's check your work. Let's make sure you didn't accidentally do any backwards numbers. Okay, everybody looks good. Can check your work and make sure you didn't accidentally do any backwards numbers.
I accidentally didn't do any numbers.
What? You can write them in. Okay, we'll write them in. All right, everybody. When you're done, you can put your math books away and put your blocks away. And let's look at our schedule and do some checking off on our schedule. Okay, we are going to check off math. Next on our schedule is snack and recess, and then library, and then science, and then foundations, and then story time, and then pack up and go home. So I will see everybody after the break for snack and recess. I'll see y'all after library. Have a
Bye.